Damn true. Oh, mother sucker! I didn't know you was back there. Mother sucker! I didn't know you was back there. Oh, how
Oh,
y'all start me on the bad guy side, fam?
oh.
What? It's a nigga on this side too. Oh, bro, kill this dude, fam. Thank
Well,
you.
or use the bathroom before we get cranked up.
Huh?
That one right. Use the bathroom before we get cranked up.
I just got shot in the face. I don't know. It would be cool to see if I could. What the fuck, bro? How you? This dude over here in the back of the map standing on a rock. The fuck? That shit got me heated. Excuse me. Say what? Huh? Oh, you talking to somebody else.
Do Lucy even got Discord downloaded?
Who? I thought he had it downloaded. Oh, you know what? He could just if you're streaming on Facebook, he could just join your Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? That's true.
No, I think you can add people to the Facebook Live now.
Yeah.
Cause we can all. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, he would be talking. He would be talking just to Pete. Which I guess I could Facebook stream. All I got. Well, you know what? I don't even know if you could do it with this app. Let me see. Hold on. Hey, hold on real quick. Oh, I can do it. Ha ha. I could split screen this, go to Facebook, and stream on there too. Hey, Pete, you got yours up on Facebook right now?
I'm not live yet, but I'm waiting for us
I
to get
was trying to
started.
test it. Go live real quick, and I'm gonna see if I can join you while I got the split screen on my phone up.
All right.
That way we can see if it'll. Ah, you thought I didn't see your punk ass, didn't you? Bitch. How
What you
many kills
playing?
do I have? Oh, I got 7. I done died 19 times.
What you playing?
Playing Call of Cold War.
I mean, I figured that, but I didn't know if you. Oh, you Cold War. I thought you was playing Clash.
Nah, I don't really like playing Clash unless all y'all playing. Damn, that dude did not stand a chance. Yeah, we lost. I really wasn't trying. Oh, I guess I could go live and see if you could join mine, I guess. Oh, look, they got one where you can create a room on Facebook. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I thought I seen that earlier, but I guess here we go. Is everybody ready? Oh, oh. Well, I guess I'm going live on Facebook now.
I wonder
So
would it
you,
send me something telling me that you're going live.
I'm live now.
Oh no, there you go. He up there. You had to move it over.
Okay. So how in the world do I share this live?
So if I
What
could
you
ask you
say?
this, no, I had clicked the button, but I didn't actually join it.
Okay.
Let's see, save video. I want to say you might have to. I don't actually see it on there, but I got it up down on the bottom of my phone though. I don't see something. Let's see, save, copy link. I don't know. I don't
Um,
see it. Live chat, replies, more. I can share it. Oh,
sure. Yep. Well, damn.
what the Chris, I waited to join.
Huh?
Chris, uh,
I don't even know how you share this with somebody. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it.
oh yeah, I got the share button on my side. I can share it to a group. I can share it as a post.
Yeah, you got super quiet.
Oh my bad. Yo, can you hear me now? No, I had clicked out of Discord. I think if I click out, you can't hear me. Man, I got it as loud as I got it. Yeah, I got it turned up.
No, I didn't send a message to him. He don't be
Nah, I didn't
answering
either.
Facebook. You need to text him.
Damn, I'm surprised I don't see the damn thing on here, bro. Let me see some. What does that do? If I make this bigger,
I
I
can't
don't know,
spell.
cause it should be a thing where you can have somebody tell you live, but whatever. I don't see it on my side. Oh well. I got your stream at the but I mean I got your live at the bottom so I can see your live and myself. I mean I got your live. Now I'm watching I joined Pete because his was the first one that came up on the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you too.
I hear the same with y'all. I mean I probably oh shit. I probably won't have it up for long. I was just trying to see if they had the join thing on there. Usually there is. The hell is everybody? Oh.
All right, so, well,
You stood too close to the door, fam.
you said what?
Who me? Oh.
You said what?
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that's how he won.
Yeah, I'm listening. You said put it over the window.
P, you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. You said put it over the window.
He said you could stretch it.
That ain't what I said.
Oh,
No, I said you could pop it out. There's a button at the bottom right when you move your cursor over the window. You know, like when it brings up all the like your camera and stuff. On the bottom right, well, first of all, there's a full screen button, so you could use that instead.
you heard what he said?
You could pop it
Said,
out.
he said it.
Screen that.
He said it.
I mean, stop trying to stretch it down the middle of the screen.
I ain't
Hey, I
trying to
wonder.
put it in the screen.
Does this create a video? Oh, it does create a video room. Let me see. If I add you, what knucklehead is? Let me see. What
What you
knucklehead is?
got
Let me
set
see.
up there? I should have done that.
Okay, I started a room. Luther is on. Start room. What does that do? Okay, use while using the app. Audio. Start room. What does that do? Okay, use while using the app. Audio.
Video chat. But then we would be in two video chats.
I don't know what just happened, but
Oh my god, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in two video chats. That would
for
be
some reason
stop it. Decline.
I can't be in the video chat because I'm using my phone for the webcam. Well, I guess I can use my iPad.
That's crazy. Hey, instead of doing a live, try to do the room thing because you could add multiple people. I just did it with me, you, and David and Luther, but kept saying y'all was busy. Nah, I know. I mean, I was just seeing if it went through. So it did go through. Nah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go live on my bottom screen then. I'm see how that's gonna work. All right. Starting live video. Starting live video. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me though? Oh yeah, you lost my camera because I guess Facebook's camera. Oh yeah, you lost my camera because I guess
You can
Facebook's
only have your
camera.
camera active on one
You know what? That's something they should invent
platform at a time.
because I actually have a bunch of cameras on my phone. It should be able to pick me up on both. Because I actually have a bunch of cameras on my phone. It should be able to. I just wanted to see. Now I know. It'd be nice though.
It would be nice if it
Anyway,
worked.
but yeah, okay. Now I know. It'd be nice though. Anyway, but yeah, okay. Wait, what? Why does it put my camera right there? Can I not change that? Wait, what? Oh, it's whenever I join. Okay, whatever. Can I not change that? Whatever. Oh, it's whenever I join. Okay, whatever.
Wherever it is.
All right, so I guess let's get this thing kicked off with I guess our subject matters.
Wow, who the fuck let somebody get a gun or chop a gunner, bro? Are you serious? That suck. Oh, that's a veto. That suck. Who?
Pete, I will tell you that
Peace.
your Facebook stream is extremely quiet.
Who?
Can't hear nothing.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Can't hear nothing. Oh,
I can
hold
hear
on.
that there is sound, but I can't make out anything.
How about now? How about now? Can you hear anything? Yeah, I guess I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I guess I turned my mic down earlier because I was having a lifesaver effect. I was having a lifesaver effect. Yeah, I got the desktop audio on.
You now, but I can't hear myself.
Yeah, I got the desktop audio on. How about now?
I don't hear myself.
Can you hear me now? I mean, can you hear yourself
I
now?
can hear myself or Jeremy speaking.
Can you hear me now? I mean, can you hear yourself now?
Yeah,
I guess I had to increase the volume. Well, I turned it down a little bit earlier because Jeremy was a little louder when he came in.
Well, y'all said y'all couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it happens whenever I click out of the app of Discord. I I'm guessing. I don't know. Damn, I wish I could watch your live, but mute your live. That way I won't hear y'all twice. But I don't think I can.
You should be able to mute the live. Should have a mute button down there.
You
Oh,
still live?
yeah, I'm still live.
Man, that shit done went away. Where the fuck that shit go to? Usually when you were live, it kept it as the first story. Oh, ain't no big deal. I can find it. Oh, what is it? Oh, I can move it to a small screen. Oh, gonna do that though. All right.
Whole lot of trial and error.
What?
Okay, well, our first topic is gonna be I guess gaming as an adult. What are your thoughts on it, or what have people talked to you about gaming as an adult?
I don't got time to finish. Dang. Anyway.
So, what are your thoughts on it, King Remy? So, what are your thoughts on it, King Remy?
Oh damn, I can't hear. I can't hear y'all now. Oh damn, I can't hear. I can't hear. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah,
The fuck, I can barely hear y'all. The hell? The fuck, I can barely hear y'all. The hell?
can you hear us now?
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on the gaming as an adult, or what have you run across is when people hear that you game as an adult?
As far as me, people who don't understand or get gaming, they tend to have a negative like outlook on it. It's like you a grown person, what you doing gaming, but they don't understand that it's not your age, it's more a cerebral brain thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, but I'm not sure if everyone understands, you know,
And
how cerebral it is.
I'm gaming right damn now. So you know what I'm talking about? It's called multitasking as a motherfucker, which gaming will help you do if you game.
And that's one thing, like when people look at you, when you tell them that like you play games as an adult, when people look at you like negatively, they've never looked up any of that stuff. So you have to try to like explain to them, no, it's not. I mean, yeah, it is for fun, but there's so many reasons to do it. A lot of people do it to escape. A lot of people do it just for fun. There are trials and studies of people doing it as like an adult or like elderlies that help keep their mind focused so that it pushes the consequences of like Alzheimer's and stuff back.
Actually, y'all want to know what's crazy? Now, since you brought that up, I literally seen a commercial last night. Well, when I woke up on YouTube for the first ever video game that doctors use for, like, I guess medicine to help treat ADHD kids. For like we were talking about at work, hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Point taken, doctors. Thank you.
There
You
there was
finally
like
did
a
something great.
there was like a special type of game that came out a long time ago. I don't even know what the name of it is. Uh but it is essentially like don't even know how to explain it. It's like a virus simulator where like how you as the player would take spawns and other viruses, and then you would apply chemicals to them within the game, and it would react how it would in real life. And they put that game out, and just like a million people just went in and started playing the game, and it helped them come up with the cure for a couple of things. And I forget what was like the big one at the time, but scientists were like working on it. But then they put this game out, and they just suddenly had like 5 million beta testers just running in trying to create a cure for whatever the what you call it was, the disease.
Well, yeah.
Somebody just jumped off the fucking game. I'm sorry.
This dude, bruh.
I ain't gonna. Hey, y'all
So,
should have seen it. It was hilarious. Dude killed one of my teammates and just ran straight off the darn thing, bro.
I had enough of this.
So, bruh, like,
so,
he was a kamikaze, but
so, how much gaming do you feel is too much gaming as an adult, or do you think there's a limit?
I don't think there is technically a limit. Your limit is really when it starts to
when,
impede on
when it
necessity.
bleeds over, yeah, when it starts to bleed over into your outside life, like as far
Like
as work,
like if you're like, I need to get that skin for this video game, but I have to choose between the skin and food, and you don't pick food, then you've probably been gaming too much.
yeah. But I mean, the gamer in me wants to say there is no limit on that. A game to your heart's content, but like I said, if it starts bleeding over into like your actual life and impeding your like monetary gain, which you need to survive in life, then yeah, you kind of doing a little bit too much. Which is crazy because you need your job and to work in
I
order
guess
to
to
buy
provide for the
games.
games.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I hate to call. I don't want to be that person to just say habit. You know what I'm saying? But I
But
mean,
it is.
essentially it is. That's what it is. So
Yeah,
just
too
like
much of
alcohol, whatever, you spend money to forge your habit. So
yeah, too much of anything can be a habit or make you an addict. You know, because
yeah.
some people are addicted to games and gaming. You know,
I
Which
don't think
so
anybody. I don't think you
I would
can
go all in and
technically
say
get
people who are
addicted to games. In what you get addicted to is the dopamine rush that games give you.
well,
So
I think
technically,
it's
they could find another outlet for it, but
I think it's some girlfriends out there that would differ with you on that one.
well, no, I mean,
bruh,
they're still in it. Like they still are addicted to it, but it's not like they just like, I can't put the game down. It's like I really want that rush all the
although
time. So they
I will
play
be the
games
first
to
to
get
say
that rush instead of playing it to get, just as a hobby.
I will be the first to say now I'm not gonna be one of them gamers who got a girlfriend and she butt naked in front of me and I'm just not gonna, put the game down. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I got some things I need to do. We about to get it
I'd
on.
be like, can you sit there and be naked for like another 20 minutes when my match ends?
I mean,
So
I might say wait, you know what I mean, but I just can't see myself just like
if I'm
ignoring
playing by myself, it's not a it's not a problem. But most of the time I'm playing online, I'm not just gonna jump off where everybody else is expecting me to be a part of their team, and it's like, oh well, fuck you guys. Like
Man,
they didn't sign up for that, so it's like, just wait till the end of my match. I'll leave the group, no problem.
so what if it's the flip side of that? What if she's the gamer and you're not really playing at the moment and you require some special attention and stuff like that?
what's funny you said that? Because I have never seen that happen before. It's usually always the other way
I
around.
have also
Oh,
never
there
seen
But
it
it,
happen.
but
So
I ain't
so
gonna
we're
say
just
it
gonna have to
happen.
run
I'm
in
just saying it's never
hypotheticals
happened.
here.
Yeah, well,
I
I mean, I'm
I
just saying
would
it
just
never happened.
wait if they're playing online and they're like with other people. Just wait. I might bring something up during, just so that they know that at the end that I want them to get off. But I
yeah, but
won't I
what if
won't
they
just like,
crank it?
I won't just be like, get the fuck off the game. All right, jump on this
Yeah,
dick.
but what if they crank it up one more time after you said that's enough?
I mean, I guess
Do
that's
you know what that person need to do? They need to go grab them a controller and join the damn game and find out what's going on and why it's so entertaining. How about that?
Like, look, what the fuck are you playing? What the fuck are you playing that's so important you can't just turn them off?
But what I'm saying is, I mean, you're a gamer, and this might be a particular day where you don't want a game, and she's really wanting the game, and you're wanting to do something else. So, I mean,
You know what? With situations like that, I feel like if she games and you kind of don't game, you kind of need the game so you can game with her. That's y'all special time. Y'all get up together, y'all game together, whether he the gamer or she the gamer. You know,
but I get that. But what I'm saying is,
what I mean is like find out in her head like why she likes it so much. Like just join in and see what's up. Hey, you never know, you might like it too.
yeah.
You know
But
what
what
I
I'm
I'm
don't know.
saying?
saying, but what I'm
Sometimes
saying
that's
is,
not necessary.
the point I'm
Usually,
trying to make is, you both of you game just this particular day. You don't feel like it, and she's like really on it, but you got something else you want to do, and she's like not having it right now. She's like, I'm gonna game, and
I mean, you just have
we'll
to
do
like
whatever later.
if it happens all the time and like you can never get her attention, then it becomes a problem. But I'm gonna assume that that's not the case, and this is just like today you don't feel like it, and today she's really into it. You just have to kind of respect that and just let it be. Like you can sit there and be with her. Usually when I play, uh, Caroline or my girlfriend just sits there and she just scrolls TikTok or she picks on me for dying all the way up until I get mad because I'm like, can you stop picking on me for dying all the time?
I ain't gonna lie, that's the most annoying thing ever. When you up there trying to accomplish a goal, you keep dying, and
The
somebody
first
beside
couple of
you is like,
times you're like, ah, damn, I suck, and then she like trying to hype you up. You're like, yeah, you. I actually hate the other end because I had one of my exes. She used to be like that kind of. She never understood what it was like to just be like to rag on yourself when you're like when you die because you did something stupid and you're just like, oh man, I suck. She'd always be like, no, it's okay, you don't suck, you're doing great, fine, it
oh
just
yeah, yeah,
happened. And
bro, you trying
you're
to
like,
be
shut the
stupid.
fuck up. No, I just died. I obviously didn't do fine. So
I guess that's a double-edged sword. So you damned if you do, damned if you don't,
just
huh?
don't say nothing about the
Man,
deaths. Just be like, if I die and I go, damn, I'm trash, just be like, yeah, garbage. That's it. Don't go any farther than that.
like, now hold on, now, I ain't tell you to agree. Now, goddamn it, hold up. Shit, you supposed to
It's
have my back.
funny. No, it's funny the first couple of times. Like if depends on what you're playing. Like if you're playing Call of Duty and you just die all the time. The first like 5 times you're like, okay, that's funny. And then she like really gets on your case and you're like 15 deaths in and she's still like, aha, you fucking suck. And you're like, haha, fuck you, get the hell away from me.
You can flip that and be like, you know what? Get out of the room. You're the reason I'm sucking. Bye. Get out. Go on out.
That really struggling right now. Please leave me alone.
Then you become the bad guy.
So in that instance, do you take any advice from the person that's looking from the side? They may have a good suggestion
I feel like I
about how to
should,
beat it.
but I'm definitely not going to. I'm like, nope, just let me fucking die until the end of this match, and then I will go back.
That's a double-edged sword too, because first you got to be like, okay, they're not a gamer. They don't understand. I ain't taking no advice. Two, if they are a gamer and they give advice, I might listen. I might be like, okay, maybe I might try it another way. But if you just ain't never touched the controller a day in your life and you trying to give me advice, I'm gonna look at you like, bro, do
Well,
you
that
even
that
game,
again
fam?
depends on the
No.
type of.
But that's what I'm saying. But what if they're right?
Well,
You
that's
could
what I was
take
about
the
to say. It depends on the type of game. Because if like I'm playing a puzzle game and I can't figure out the puzzle, and even if they've never played the game before, sometimes that is like the thing that makes it so that you can understand what the puzzle is. As a veteran gamer, it's hard to take that advice from someone who doesn't play because you're like, I've done this. I've been doing this for 20 something years. And then
Like,
you wait for them to leave and then you do what they said and you're like, fuck.
Well, it's like being a chess player. A lot of times when you're sitting in the game, you don't see the moves the same. But when you're standing off to the side, you see the game in a different light
oh
because
yeah, I
you
get
see.
different perspective.
that's
Okay,
why
you get
that's
that different
why
perspective on it.
professionals they always have to like go back over their gameplay. In professional chess matches, they go over the commentary and the recordings, and then in like professional esports, every single time that they play a match, they watch that match like 100 times so that they can learn what happened, what did I do wrong, what can I do better, so on and so forth. So
That's
it
true.
is
You
it is
become the
better to
best of
look
the
from the
best.
outside in, because and in that sense you have time to think about it. In the moment you don't have time to think about it, so you have to go back and think about it.
So that's why someone standing on the side giving you advice might work out in your favor.
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, you're right, but like I said, it's just hard to take that advice unless me personally, I will be like, I've been doing this forever. You don't know what you're talking about, and then I'll just be like, "But what if?" And I'll just do it and be like, "Fuck, man, why? Go on, thanks, bye."
Oh, what the world?
But
Lord
like
Jesus.
in a game that's like extremely fast paced, I usually won't take the advice of whoever just said anything. I just be like, you're gonna have to wait till the end of the round to give me advice, because otherwise it's just dead noise.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to even like when I'm watching basketball. Once I'm in something, it's kind of hard to listen to outside noise. About what's going on around you. I tell people if I'm watching the game, or something like that, or playing the game, it's best to talk to me after because I don't hear nothing you talking about.
Be like, hey, you might as well put a "don't bother me" sign on your face because I ain't watching. I ain't listening to nothing you talking about. Or wait till commercial. Commercial break.
Be like that.
it's
It
it's
definitely be like that.
it's because when you get in your zone, or you get into like your own motion, you're like, I can't take your advice because I'll break my own flow, and that will make me do even worse, even if you are right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can't break that concentration, bro. You needs it. It's like your life depend on it.
Until you play into with a whole bunch of people that don't know what they're doing. Or what was old buddy in the hell is that game?
Was there? Oh, you talking about the game we was playing? Old dude kept dying.
Bruh.
Game was that?
Big Seal's buddy.
Are
Yo,
you
the one,
talking
the one
about
that was Spider Man.
fucking Hyper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, what is you doing, fam?
Bruh. It is impossible to play with some people, especially when they're not regularly on your team and listen to what you say. Like
That's the thing,
You,
is if you're gonna play a multiplayer game, you have to be open to like majority rule.
that's
Like if you
true.
just join in, if you are a solo player and you go into a group, even if you don't know if they're together or not, and everyone is like not running off, probably not run off. Kind of
yeah,
stick to the group.
somebody need to explain that to Black Jet Li.
Bruh. Who you
Someone need to
telling?
explain that to my friend Alex too. I don't know. He's probably not in the chat. I told him he should watch, but he does that. When I played Warframe with him, I would be like, I would start the mission and I would be like, "Oh, what's this?" And I'd be like, "Hey, you should check this out." And then I would turn around and I'd be like,
Bro, where you at?
"Where the fuck you go?" And he'd be like at the end of the mission, and I'd be like, dude, you skipped the entire level."
Yeah, you gotta be somewhat on the same page with this kind of stuff.
I mean, if it's a type of game where you can like survive on your own, yeah, I guess. It's kind of annoying as the person that just kind of got dropped behind all the time because you're like trying to look at stuff. Uh,
Yeah, but why bother to even play with anybody if that's how you gonna play?
that is true. I mean, sometimes they hold back and they just do it for funsies, but most of the time they're just, especially if they're like extremely familiar with the game, they'll just run because that's what they've always done, and then you try to follow them and you just can't.
Bruh.
So
Be like,
now we got that in. So how much you think is too much to be spending on gaming and such
There's no
things
such
like
thing.
that? Huh?
There's no such thing. If you can afford it, if you can afford it reasonably, and it is your hobby, you can spend money on it.
just do it. Do it.
You,
No.
you can't really give it a monetary value of how much is too much, because like what I think is might be too much if someone made double, triple what I make an hour, then they're not gonna give a shit what my number is.
Bruh.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm talking about I guess a realistic number to the normal gamer that
I
not
I
everybody
think
got big budgets.
I think the
Some
question is
people.
better would be better suited to be something like when is it okay to spend money on a game? Because like you buy the game, right? So you already bought the game. That's like your first instance of spending money on the game. Which when you try to get somebody into playing games to begin with, that's always like the big roadblock because they'll play one game that you have already, and they're like, "Yeah, I like this," and then you're like, "All right, cool, buy this other game, we can play that," and they're like, "No, I don't
I
want to do
already
that,"
bought this
and you're
game.
like, "Fucking, just buy it. It's $60," and they're like,
Yeah, they're $60, and some of them are $70 now. Whereas before they were like 40, $50, and even back then that was a little steep for a lot of people's
"Yeah,"
budgets. And
but
even
like
even now,
so there are certain different games require different monetary values. So I don't think you should spend. I don't think you should. I have not saying I haven't, but I don't think you should spend money on a game that you just got. Like if you've had it for less than a week, maybe 2 weeks, probably shouldn't go to the cash shop and just start buying shit. You're probably not gonna keep playing that game. Especially if it was a free game, you're probably not gonna keep playing that game. So you should probably not spend money on it until whenever you've decided that this is a game I'm gonna play for a while, then go ahead and buy it after that. But before that, probably don't spend much money. And then depends on what the items that are for sale are. Like if it's skins, just cosmetics and stuff, buy a couple things, make your character look cool. That's what you're doing. That's you in game. Go ahead, make yourself look cool. Treat yourself.
so if you have a significant other, do you run those kind of purchases by them, or you just say, "Hell with it, it's my money. I do what I want with it."
And I
Currently, it
need
is
it
my
now.
money. I do what I want with it. But later on, when there's like a joint, like a pool of money, obviously don't pull from the joint account because that's not your money. Um, I mean, I guess that's
I
just
mean,
it. Like,
if y'all got an account together, I feel like you should probably run it by 'em. Like if all your money going into one location, then yeah. But if you got say if you got it set up where you got your account, but you also got a pool account, of course you're not gonna pull from the pool account because that's apparently used for other buy-ins or whatever. So I mean, if you got your own money, then go ahead and spend your money. I
and
mean,
unless
like you
you're
said,
running yourself dry, then it really like you shouldn't have to run those choices by anybody unless you're like running yourself into the ground.
Well, I guess we can smoothly transition on to the next subject, which is, so how do you feel about having a joint account and pooling your money together
You have that written
versus
down?
having separate accounts? You said what?
Did you actually have
I
that
don't
written
know.
down, or was you just like, "Hey, that's a
He
good
own
one.
it
Let's
right
run
now.
with
He
that one."
own it, ain't it? He own it.
We segued into that on accident.
No,
Yes.
I I got it in my notes, maybe not written down like that, but it is in my notes as far as, a subject we need to talk about.
I think a joint account is a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea after a while. If you just got with somebody and you're only dating for a couple months, don't do it because
Oh man.
you don't know what's about to happen. Can't tell. But
But
sometime
even
down the line, it would be better for you to have your own account, her own account, and then your guys' account.
okay, so the person you've been with them for a long time, and say they're not quite as responsible as you with the funds, or you're not quite as responsible as they are. So would it be on the other person to say yay or nay on their account, or does the responsible one in the group manage all of the money?
It should be like a joint, just
I mean, to be
whichever. It
fair,
doesn't really matter which one of you is more responsible. If you're using money from the joint account, then both parties have to be involved in the decision.
I get the decision part, but I'm talking about, one person could be like, "Hey, bump it. I just want to spend the money because I want to spend the money." So they're not, fiscally responsible.
If they just,
So,
but if they're just
Uh,
dipping into the joint account, then that's a different problem.
but that's what
'Cause,
I'm saying.
like,
see, it's
if
one thing to be
they're
responsible.
dipping into
Another
the
thing
joint
is
account because they're like, man, fuck this. I just want to have spend money. I just want to have money to
you
spend.
gotta
So they
have some
just dip into the joint
self-control.
account. Then that's something like as soon as you find out that they're doing that, you need to bring it up and be like, hey, can't be dipping into the joint account. It's for X, Y, and Z. Can't do that without having conversation with me first, because that's not just your or my money.
I mean, hopefully, if you get a joint account with somebody, you already know they're responsible enough, and you know,
I mean
what's the word I'm
that's
looking
not
for?
always true because sometimes you're with
Yeah, it's
somebody for
not.
a long time and you know
I mean,
specifically that they're not responsible with it. That's
but I mean, say if
usually
they're not responsible with money, then don't get a joint account.
But what I'm saying is they may be responsible with their money, but when it become y'all money, it's a different story.
I've
If
never
if I'm living
experienced
off a
that, so
budget of say,
I don't have
if
a
I'm
leg to
living off
stand
a
on for
budget
that
of
one.
500 a week, and you're the breadwinner, and you're dumping more money into the account than said person, you know, because a lot of people, even when they got separate accounts, a lot of people don't, tell what they got in their accounts. They pay the bills or whatnot, but they don't,
The
they
type,
don't let they don't let
if I
people
am,
know what they have in their accounts.
I'm not the type to tell them that I'm gonna put the majority of the money in a joint account anyway. If we can't go halfsies, then somebody needs to step their game up.
I feel like you just need to
So I'm
decide
gonna say,
what that account is for.
or either keep separate accounts. If you ain't gonna step your game up, then keep separate accounts.
If you
See,
have,
if you in a
but
relationship, you they'll build
that's
each other
still a
up.
problem though. If they well, if just having the joint account becomes a problem because they feel like it's free money that they can spend, then you should probably separate the
Not
money
have
and
the
keep it
joint.
separate, and then have
Yeah, but
discussions about it.
but what if it's not what if it's not a common occurrence? What if it's one occurrence where they
Then
say, "Well, I need this,"
okay,
and
if they gonna spend money out the joint account, then they need to ask the other significant person. Say, hey man, I got something I got going on. Do you mind if I take a little cash out the joint account and spend it on whatever? Either they're gonna say yay or nay.
Yeah,
so
I don't think that there's an instance where you have a joint account and it's okay to just take it without saying anything.
I just well, I
Some
wasn't
people,
saying it was okay. I'm asking if they just took it and how would you approach it. But okay, so with that being said, if they do ask you about it and you got the money in your personal account to cover it, would you cover it? Depending on what it is. If it's something stupid, because
nah, if it's
I'm
That I mean
assuming
that
you'll cover it.
depends.
If it's something valid, I'm assuming you will cover it. But
if something valid,
So
it's a
okay,
food
so
or
if the
something.
joint account is for something like bills, and there's enough money in the joint account to cover bills even after they take the money out of it, then I'll probably bring it up and be like, "Hey, you better be careful. Don't do that. That's not what we agreed this account is for. Try not to do it again without coming to me." But if they take it and it like bottoms out and you can't afford your bills anymore, then that's a something else that you just like you have to stop them and be like, "Look, if you do this, we're not going to have this joint account and we'll have to I don't know. I don't really know what to do at that point. I would have to have some kind of conversation and bring up the instance.
yeah, so
If it happens one time, I would be like, "Look, don't let it happen again." But that's not what this is for. Make sure that you're being responsible with this money. It's not just yours.
so what I'm asking you is, what if they ask you about getting money out their account, and would you tell them that you can cover it? If you had the money in your own personal account outside of that account, would you tell them you had the money to cover it, or would you be like, yay or nay still? If it was something silly, something you really didn't need.
Now, if it's something silly, man,
If the
if they
joint
can't get
account
it
is for
themselves,
bills, no, I'd be like, no, you have to either I will have to get it or you will have to get it. If
But
the
that's what
joint
I'm
account is
asking
for
you.
bills,
Would you volunteer to get it if they didn't have the money? If you thought the purchase they were trying to make was silly, would you give them the money to make the purchase?
probably not.
yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
Unless they can explain to me why it's not silly or why they had
Give
to
me a
have
valid
it
reason.
right then, probably not.
Yeah. Give me a valid reason, and I might. But if it's something like crazy dumb, nah. You might just have to wait till your next paycheck.
look, I just really need the Toys R Us giraffe. Okay, it was just part of the childhood. I need it. They have one on sale down on Amazon. I need it. Can you give me the money?" Be like, no, you don't fucking need the Toys R Us giraffe.
Yeah, but what if you got it and money is not an issue for you in that regard?
I mean,
Now,
so
I
if
can understand
money's
if money was
not
tight.
if money's not tight like at all, and you just have like a fuck ton of extra spending money, then yeah, I guess I just get it. But most people aren't in that position to just be like, yeah, I'll just buy whatever. But there's also still a limit. But if someone's like, if your significant other comes up and it's like, hey, I need a fucking 85-inch TV to go in this extra room, can you buy it? I'd be like, no.
Not the 85
They'd be like, I'd be like, can you buy it?
That sounded like shots.
Not like shots. What do you mean? Your TV's bigger than that, sir.
Yeah, but I don't think I necessarily needed it.
But you bought it with your own money, and you had the extra money, and you bought it on your own. You didn't ask anybody to buy it for you. If you had gone up to uh whoever you be dating at the time, if you had gone up to whatever girlfriend you got, Chicago. Let's say you went up to Chicago and was like, "Hey, you want to buy me a TV?" What do you think she's gonna say? She's gonna be like, "Fucking no." What? What are your thoughts on it?
I need my button, bruh. So,
Oh man.
so, so I gotta. I guess we can go to the next thing about financials. So, what were you taught about financial literacy coming up?
Nothing.
Bruh.
I had a
You know,
personal
and you know
finance
what's crazy?
class, but I don't even know what that was
Bro,
about.
I did learn. I learned from my mother's mistakes of how not to have too many credit cards on hand. Cause that woman, boy, wee, that one had to file chapter 13 bankruptcy, bruh. She the first person I ever know. I
I
didn't even know
mean,
what that was.
the
I
credit
didn't even
card
know what
thing
that
is
was.
something I just kind of figured out. Like when I learned about credit scores, just like whenever I heard about it, I was like, that's stupid. Why would you get a credit card? You're just gonna fuck yourself over.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that because I heard this guy, actually a couple guys, but is a guy. I guess he a financial guru. He says that he doesn't have a debit card, and none of his kids or family have debit cards. They only
I remember.
spend credit. So they only spend credit. So whatever they spend when they make their money, they just pay the credit card bill. And because he was talking about building credit and things like that, but he says they don't spend any money from a debit card or cash anything because a lot of credit cards nowadays you can get cash from.
It just sounds like
I
he's trying
feel
to.
like
It sounds like he's paying debit with extra steps.
no, he using credit cards. It's just I feel like the problem with credit cards is it's the later part later. So a lot of people get into the mode, which I think if you don't understand credit cards, you get into the mode of all right, I'm gonna buy this and I'll just pay it later. But then you forget you got some other shit going on, and now your credit card bill due. You like, oh damn, I forgot I bought that, and it's later. But see, a lot of people don't understand. So I had to learn from somebody else that when you buy something with a credit card, don't wait to pay that thing off. When you get the money officially, pay that thing off. Because you how it's supposed to be is you're supposed to use a credit card to buy things that you otherwise don't have the means to at the time. You feel me? So therefore, you swipe now, pay later. That's what they say.
That's the
But
only
most people
reason my dad told me to get a card is in case of emergency.
that's one, and like a gas card or something. That's two. Because I mean, but like I say, for emergency, it's supposed to be for emergency purposes only. Now, granted, you can use it for whenever, as long as you make that payment before that due date or on that due date.
Yeah,
Now
and
that's what I've
on
learned
credit
about that.
scores, that was what a lot of people bring up is they're like, hey, that's how you get credit history. I've never
Yeah,
used a credit card, and my credit score and my credit history is all good. But if you don't have a good credit score for whatever reason, whatever happened, you can use the card to buy small things like gas or groceries and then immediately pay it off with your debit card. So you just use the credit card instead, then you have credit history even though you just used your debit card technically to pay for it. But
Yeah,
coming
but
up, I didn't learn shit. There
yeah,
was a
but
personal
I
finance class. They didn't teach
I didn't learn
nothing.
nothing. I mean, like I said, I
so
learned a few things from like family members, and like I said, watching my mom just telling me like she told me have a gas card in case you want to get gas, because sometimes they give you incentives by using the gas card. You get like a little perks or whatever. And she said either have 1 or 2 credit cards. You want to know how many credit cards that woman had?
8
That
or
woman
9.
had like almost 10. I was like, yeah, no.
Now that doesn't
I
even hold
mean,
10 cards.
long as you keeping up with your payments and stuff and keeping
I mean, you're
everything
right.
good. So
But I mean, I feel like you shouldn't have no more than 2, because who gonna keep up with all that? Who gonna keep up with more than 10? Maybe 5.
If you need to
I don't know
spend
about
more
more than
money than
10.
you have credit limit on 2 cards, you should not be spending that money.
Yeah, but it depends on how many. It depends on the credit limit you got on the card. Some cards only give you like $200-300 credit limit. So, but
What?
like I said,
I ain't
long as you
never
keep
seen a
it,
card they only give $200.
That's the
bruh,
thing.
I'm saying, yeah, some people got to get secured credit cards where you got to pay a deposit to have the credit card, and you essentially spending your own money building credit. Not everybody comes out getting unsecured credit cards.
You wanna know why?
Matter of fact,
Because a
my
lot of
first
people don't
I guess I
understand
can't speak
credit.
on that. I've never.
but that's what I'm saying. So my first 2 credit cards were secured. I had to put deposits on them. But after 6 months on one and 8 months on the other, they gave me my deposit back and they made it unsecured and increased my credit limit a little bit. But that was part of being responsible. But I'm just now, not just now. I'm 43 now, so I really didn't get into financial literacy probably until I was like 38, 39, and by then my credit was tore all the shit. So I think they should make that a curriculum in school because they try to teach you
Bro,
history
I was
and all
just
that
about to
other
say this.
stuff. The other
I think
stuff
they should
that
just get
don't,
rid.
I ain't gonna say it don't matter, but it's not as important. It's not gonna
No,
help
man.
you in the
They
real
should just get rid of
world.
credit
School need to
scores.
teach you about real life. How to balance
That's
your
what I'm saying.
checkbook, how to do
Yeah,
your credit, how to get credit, how to make credit, how to keep credit, all that good stuff.
they should,
They
but
they either need to. I feel like they either need to get rid of credit scores or they need to revamp the system because like if you get bottomed out for whatever reason, life hits you upside the back of the head, and you just lose all your credit score, you're just fucked. There's nothing you can do about it. It just takes forever to build it back up
well,
because it takes
well,
history and
yeah,
age.
it takes a length of history because I make all my payments on time. I'm never late on any of my payments,
Yeah,
but
I think I've
at,
only ever had like one late.
yeah, and at first because I didn't have the length of credit history, it really didn't help my score. It went up some, but it didn't help my score that much because I didn't have length of history. Even though all my payments, even after paying everything on time for a year, it still took a while for my score to come up. I mean, I ain't hitting on no real big score, but it's way better than what it was. I can buy something now, but you know, and it kind of make you scared to buy something nowadays, especially with the way the economy going and with COVID being out there. So, but that financial literacy thing, like a lot of families don't teach their kids financial literacy because they didn't learn it. So I didn't know anything about buying a house, when I was young. We know my parents, I guess they owned their house because got passed down from my grandfather, but it was never a talk about this is what you need to do to buy a house, or because all the cars they bought, they didn't make payments, they just bought cars that were used and you could just pay cash for. So
Oh yeah.
a lot of that stuff goes under the wayside, especially for the young kids these days. And when I was young, like I said, I didn't learn anything about that kind of stuff when I came up. So, and it is a lot of my younger white counterparts, a lot of them do have people to teach them financial literacy and what you need to do with having a bank account, having credit cards, building your credit, buying a home when you're young, and stuff like that. But and today a lot of people don't want to be homeowners today. A lot nowadays it's just easier to have an apartment or something like that. You don't have to take care of the lawn. You don't have to fix anything that break in the
There
house.
are ways
It's
around that
almost
though.
easier.
If like the lawn is your big concern, because that was initially my concern too. Because I don't want to fucking mow the lawn. You could get a condo and have essentially a house but just without the lawn.
That's true. I've been
But
in that
I
situation.
wanted the yard because I knew I wanted a dog, and I was like, well, I want my dog to have somewhere to run, so I was like, I want a yard.
Yeah, I mean, and there's lawn care services out there, but that's a lot of stuff that keeps people from. I won't say it's like a
That's also
main reason,
money.
but it's
Not
part of
everybody can
one of the
afford that.
reasons. Well, it's a lot more responsibility to own a house than it is to say rent one.
Yeah.
You know,
But
now like I
it's
said, if
important to
something break in
take.
the
It's
house,
almost it's kind of important to just kind of eat that bullet though, because if you're renting, you're just kind of stagnant. Can't do anything with that. But if you pay the same amount in rent, you're building something, building equity, and you can get something out of it.
yeah, you're right,
But see, a lot
but
of people don't realize it's an
But that's
investment for a
like you
house.
said, nobody taught anybody that, or nobody taught
Exactly.
people that, so they don't know. I didn't know about it. My dad suggested it to me one time when I was working, at BMW. Then he suggested, hey, you make enough money, you should consider getting a house instead of renting. And I'm like, think I can afford a house? And he told me, oh, he's like, what do you pay in rent? I'm like, I pay, at the time it was like $800, and he's like, you can afford a house.
Yeah, because I mean, you gotta look at the amount you pay in an apartment, bro. Like you can most definitely afford a house or rent to own a house.
yeah, but that's a
You know what I mean?
misconception. That's a misconception where a lot of people think owning a house costs you more than paying the rent. Because at the last house I lived in, I was paying like 1,200, 1,300 a month. You know, and I was like, I'm making somebody else rich. You
Yeah.
know, off of my hard
But
work.
see, but look at him though. He kept his house and rented it out. That's value. Because now you got somebody else staying in your stuff paying you. I mean, of course, every now and then you got to come make maintenance on it or do whatever the agreement is. But that's money right there in your pocket.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
mean, essentially to go back into the house in case like some stuff mess up, but still, you own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 'cause you got to figure he's getting like almost 15 grand a year off me. So, and I could have been using that 15 grand to do something else with or put into a house. But some people also think buying houses traps you into an area because you
But it
buy
don't
a house.
though. I mean, it do it. What the fuck? It kind of do and it kind of don't.
Yeah, I think it kind of does and kind of doesn't at the same time too. Like I could sell the house and move whenever, but it's a lot harder to do that than it would be to just be like, oh, my lease is over. I'm gonna just leave this area now.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't want that headache. And
Yeah,
nowadays, well, is
right now
I
it'd
would
be
say,
exceptionally hard to even. I looked at some of the houses that were in some other areas, and I'm like, there's no way I could afford that.
yeah, but it'll be. I ain't gonna say easy to sell your house, but it's easier now because, like I told you, my brother was just looking to buy a house, and they looked at a whole bunch of houses, and it seemed like every time they went to look in and put an offer for one, it was gone. And I'm talking like 7 or 8 houses. So the
I mean,
housing market is,
well, it depends on the market at the time and the area that you in too. Because if you're in an area where they like constantly building up, like here, but from what I've seen, mostly I've seen them putting a lot of apartments in too. But I also see them putting a lot of subdivision houses in the area as well.
yeah,
So
but
it just depends on what you're looking for and if you got the money, you know what I'm saying, to purchase.
those prices be ridiculous though. I wonder where they think people work at because, like I said, over here
Bruh,
by where I
They
live
don't
at,
care
man,
where you work
three
at.
bedroom,
They'll put you in the dirt if they have to.
man, three bedroom
but
apartment is $1,500.
They expect you to just
One
have
bedroom apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bath is $1,000.
where's that at? California?
No, here in Greer.
What?
Okay, yes,
I know the apartment I stayed at was two
around the
bedroom, and it was
corner.
like back when I was staying there, it was like 790, and then it kept going up. So I that was when I left when it went over 850. But I ain't seen. Well, I haven't looked.
Now, almost everywhere they built some new apartments over there by the mall. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. They got 2 floor plans. The smallest floor plan is $1,050 a month for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath
God,
for the small floor plan. So a lot of these newer apartments that they're building cost money. I mean BMW
well,
bringing a lot of business around here, but the pay still I don't know. But people moving in, so I guess somebody getting money from
see,
somewhere.
you gotta understand too. if you don't live here, when you come visit, it's almost like us going to Miami or something. I hate to put that like that, but people out of state don't know the area. So them doctors and stuff, them lawyers, anything that come out of state or any just like contractors or something, that might be the people that's buying. I mean, it's a few people in Greenville buying them. I mean, I have heard previous times that they say that South Carolina and Florida is a retirement state, which means if you don't just live there and you ready to retire, you go to them two states and you chill because of the weather. It ain't always this, that, and the third. But more so Florida because it's warm down there. But that's what I've heard on my end.
That's where I'm going,
Because I said
dog.
the same thing. I'm like, bro, who buying these? Bro, a loft. I mean, and I'm talking about a loft, which means your bed is in the same room as your kitchen and your bathroom. That's 950.
I know,
Ain't nothing less than 900.
and
And
it's
you thinking,
crazy.
hey, I got more rooms I'm gonna need. I might want two or three. Bro, you finna bust out at 1,500. But see,
Yeah,
the
and
problem with the escalation is the area, the area in which the jobs are located, they're not paying you that though. You know what I'm saying? Like I took an image from my homie that's from New York. He's like, bro, you can get a shitty apartment in New York for 1,500. I said,
yeah, I
for
know.
real? He said, yeah, but guess what? You gonna work for it though. They gonna pay you the money. He said, but it's gonna be kind of crappy. I'm like, damn, man, that's kind of wild. He said, bro, that's why I moved down here, which is crazy because he moved back, but he moved back for family reasons.
That's
But
why a lot
still,
of people move down this way because the prices are so high. Then, like I said, I'm from Virginia, man, and the prices up there are like bananas also, man, because
That
they
was
doing a lot of building up there too.
that was why my
So
parents
yeah,
decided to move down here too, is because it was cheaper. Even though my dad works up
yeah.
in North Carolina, he drives like a 45 minutes to an hour every day because the house down here was so much cheaper than houses up there in North Carolina.
yeah, and it's crazy. Like I said, the housing market is crazy, and how all these prices are. Because, like I said, I don't know how some people you got to almost have a two income, household to
Out,
afford
bro.
anything.
Anything, anything.
So
I mean, unless it's just in a poor area, I would assume. But shoot, even them was coming up, you still got to spend for them.
yeah, yeah, you're right. So, but like I said, you got to have a two income household almost, and both people have to be making damn near the same amount of money to have a quality of life. Because even
Yeah,
even having
to
two
be
jobs,
cool.
just barely getting by. You just barely paying the rent, barely having lights, or you can't eat, or you barely get enough gas to get to work, and that's being financially responsible. This not talking about people that's just spending crazy money. This
Yeah,
talking
that
about paying your bills and just having enough to eat and enough gas to get to work.
yeah
It's
that
Right.
that's
crazy.
that's like a cause from just our minimum wage being so low. Like, fuck do you think is gonna live on 7.25 an
But
hour?
it's crazy. But there's a whole lot of people out here talking about don't raise the minimum wage. Because somebody asked me
And
one
their
day, well,
argument is dumb as fuck too, because it's like, oh, they if they raise the minimum wage, then they have to raise the price of the products, and I'm like, well, then people are gonna
It's
buy
not
those
that,
products
bro. The
because they
products
have money
already
to
up,
spend.
fam. They already up.
bruh.
And,
So
and it,
so
especially when they're like, hey, I don't want McDonald's workers to get paid $15 an hour and make my burger be worth $20, and it's like
And I'm like,
over
why
in
not?
over in fucking Denmark, their McDonald's employees make 22 an hour, and their burger is 27 cents more.
that's it,
27 cents.
27 cents
And
more.
every
But see,
employee gets paid almost $20 an hour more than our employees make.
you got a lot of these people that watch the news and listen to the government that feed into everything the government say. They want you to think that you're not supposed to make this because I watched a couple of people, I forget, financial people saying that based on from 1977 to now, the minimum wage is supposed to be $23 an hour here if you did the progression correctly. But they
Yeah, I
keep
had seen that
people
once too.
making $7, $8 an hour and tell them that's good enough for to get by. That's not good enough for anybody to
It
get
was
by.
good enough 45 years ago, but it's not 45
Bruh,
years ago anymore.
bruh, my first job, I made $4.50 an hour at Hardee's at 16.
Minimum wage, I don't think has even changed since I've been working. My first job was 7.25.
Yeah, which is and that's crazy. And like I said, a lot of these and then somebody say, well, if the minimum wage go up to $15 and your pay stay the same, I say it doesn't make me a difference. Everybody
I
got
pay,
to.
babe. I
Everybody.
pay the same.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
everybody
Long as
understand it.
yeah, as long as my pay don't drop, I don't see a problem with everybody that's making minimum wage getting $15 an hour. But just like the government was talking about people sitting at home collecting their unemployment during the pandemic, and I'm like, well, they're collecting money, but those people are spending that money. People don't have room to save money. So that little $600 they're getting, they're actually spending it to pay their bills.
Yeah, and
You
the
didn't see
the
too many
first
homeless people during the pandemic.
the first
Bro,
stimulus check that they gave was intended to keep the economy going, and hardly anybody actually went out and spent that money on the economy because most people just took that money and they just immediately spent it on covering their bills.
exactly,
Yeah,
because
but
they need
yeah, but
So
that's what
some
they
some
that's
of the like researchers were like, "Where what happened to all the money? We sent out all these stimulus checks and the economy didn't get any put back into it." And they did when they did research into it. Everybody in the general area was like, "Yeah, I just paid bills. They gave me $1,400. $1,400 went to bills."
bro,
yeah,
like
but you're supposed to be responsible with that money. You ain't got to go and
exactly
buy a radio or
random
something.
bullshit.
Yeah,
I mean, now of
some
course you
people
had some
did,
people
but
doing,
yeah, but some people realize that hey, I need to take this money and do something good with it because like I said, the pandemic was coming and everything, so a lot of people was out of work. And then there's like I said, they talk about and somebody put a good quote on Facebook the other day. It's like, you know, it ain't people don't want to come back to work. People don't want to come back to work for what y'all paying. Pay
bro.
more and
The
people will show
bullshit,
back up
bro.
to work.
Bro,
I
if
say,
I'm constantly getting bullshit at my job, why would I want to go to work and I can just
bro,
stay at home,
yeah,
man?
I'm not breaking my back for $10 an hour.
Bro,
I
Not
had
hey,
for
bro.
that
So,
anybody that's
I had
so
doing
that
that.
exact debate
so
with our
so a
with
conversation I had with my mama today before we went out. I said, "Now, mama, I done told you when we go out, you always want to sit and eat. You better have some money to give them people for tips. But you know I'm on a budget." I said, "If you're on a budget, then what you doing going out to eat? That don't make sense. You need to stay at home in the house." She's like, "But I really want to go out." I said, "Well, listen, if you really want to go out, do you know what you need to start doing? Putting some money to the side for these people for a tip." I said, "Bro, they not making but minimum wage, bro.
Yeah,
That's how they make their money."
that get tips ain't even making minimum wage. They making like $3, $4 an hour.
yeah, they
I mean,
they're
but
like they're like the exception.
my
Yeah,
thing with that
even with
is
tips, they
like, bro,
don't.
if you
Sometimes
go
they don't
there,
make minimum wage even with the tips because
Yeah,
their base pay is so low and they're expected to just go off of tips. And some places will tax those tips too. So
which is
well, that's
crazy
true.
as all get out.
Exactly.
I try to make it a point to tip everybody I can
Bruh, if
because
I'm in an establishment where I got a tip, I'm tipping.
I
Tipping on four pros, you feel me?
I don't
Now
think.
now don't
Okay,
get me
so
wrong. If your service is shitty, you not get the only tip you're gonna get from me is a tip written on the receipt saying you need to change that attitude. But sometimes I understand.
still give a tip no
I
matter
I
how bad the service is.
I
It might
give a
not be no
tip,
big tip.
but I don't think we should give tips. I think they should just get paid,
I
like a
mean,
normal amount, and then we just
I
don't
agree with
just
that.
put the price just put the 15% price into the menu, have us pay the 15%, and then just not worry about tips. That way we know what we're gonna spend.
Yeah, I agree. I
I
can
mean,
agree with that.
I would
In
agree with even
fact,
that. Now some places
in
do
I,
that.
I think it's
Some places do
Japan.
that. They do
I
tip.
think they'll take offense to it if you try to leave a tip. Especially a lot of the overseas companies or countries will take great
Yeah.
offense to it if you try to leave a tip.
Baloney. You, you but yeah, that whole situation is pretty crazy, man. I'm like, and I even told my mama, I'm like, bro, just because I make 19 something dollars don't mean I ain't got bills and stuff out here. I'm like, I got stuff I got to do. I'm like, come on, man, you gotta understand these people. They be working hard. They out here dealing with other people. You gotta leave these people to tip.
Yeah, because
So,
even with bad service, man,
if not,
that particular
if
person
you're not
might
gonna
be
do
just having a bad day.
I'm not gonna take you out. I said, now, if I take you go get it, if I take you and you go get it to go, okay, that's fine. I said, but you need to, if we're gonna sit down in that establishment and there's waitresses and waiters, you need to leave a tip, ma'am. I said, nah, because I leave a tip all the time when we go out. I said, but if we splitting that bill two ways, they're splitting two tips, one from you and one from me. So you need to do your due diligence and get them people their money. I said, now if you over here crying about being on a budget, then you know what you need to do? You need to budget your ass to stay in the house. Get them groceries, stay in the house.
It,
That's what I told him. I said, like, I ain't
everybody got that attitude though.
man, that's life. I said, shoot, you think I'm going out here, sitting down at a restaurant eating food, and I ain't got no money to give nobody no tip? No, I'm gonna get it to go and go home.
Bruh. I try to make sure I
That
always got a
then
tip.
they just put the tax right into the or
I
the
know,
tip right into into the receipt. Then
which is cool. That's cool with me. All right, that's fine. Just make sure you give it to whoever needs it. That's all.
I
Yeah,
think charging a
I
tip
have
like that
respect
is
for
kind of
people
fucked up.
that do that kind of stuff.
I mean, I do too. I got a homie. I got a homeboy that do that. Well, he did it, but he don't do it no more. But like, he was telling me the perspective from his end. Like he out here busting tables and doing stuff. But I mean, and I worked with some people like that myself. You know, early on when I first got my first job, I was making $7 an hour busting tables and washing dishes. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was the ish because I was making $7. I was still in, high school, but it is what it is. I mean, I've seen it from both perspectives. I've been on both ends. That's why I say I try to leave it too.
Yeah, people that do those kind of jobs, man,
Even now
just
more so than ever though. Even now more so than ever because of the way the economy set up.
yeah, and you got to deal with assholes and everything constantly. Crazy people, Karens and Karens and Keishas. Yeah, thinking they
I
thinking they
had
own the
hey, I
place and
had
want
that
something
same
for free over some
conversation.
foolishness.
I had the same conversation at work. Yeah, like a couple weeks ago with Keith. And he told me he had never seen a customer lose their calm towards the cashier. And he's like, and I go out a lot, and I'm like, I hardly ever go out, and I see it all the time. I don't know, you just not. I like
So
you.
which
I feel
Keith?
like you
Which
just
Keith are we
to
talking about?
not see it. You just have to not be looking.
Which Keith are we talking about?
Which one you think?
he's he's in a different tax bracket than us, sir.
Bruh.
That is true. But like
Yeah, he
you
go to
should
the
still be
fancy
able to see
restaurants.
it happen.
He go to the fancy restaurants where people ain't got to worry about acting like a Karen or a Keisha.
And put his pinky up with some tea and
Yeah,
crumpets.
when they drinking water
he
and
told me he was at
iced tea.
he told me he was at AutoZone not too long ago, and the cashier had lost his cool towards the customer, and I was like, first of all, I didn't say that couldn't happen. Second of all, I'm like you don't know what happened before that.
I ain't lying, because
Bruh.
people act like when I understand because we deal in customer service at our job pretty much. So, but the customer ain't always right. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, I
You come
agree.
in there, you come in there with that food stuff, and I guess we can segue on to another section because, I, you know, how do you feel about people that are nasty to servers and stuff like that over foolish stuff?
I think they whatever they got, they fucking leave it there. Get the fuck out. If you
Yeah,
can't be respectful of people in general, you need to just leave.
yeah, that's a pet
My,
peeve of
my,
mine.
my thing is this: respect. When respect is given, if they coming to me with respect, then I'm gonna show respect. I mean, some of that stuff be petty though. But that's just because that's me. I look at stuff like, hey man, that's petty, bro. Like just be nice. Ask them, say this ain't what I ordered, or this, that, and the third, and send it back. Don't be all out, butt hurt, or whatever. Nah, this ain't what I ordered. I ordered this, and I want this now. Matter of fact, where your manager at? Nah, bro, don't even come on, man. It ain't even
Be
called for
crazy,
all that.
man. It don't be that serious. None of that stuff. Stuff don't never be that serious to me. If I
I
order
mean,
a sandwich and it got tomatoes on it, I just pick the damn tomatoes off and be done with it.
be happy.
Yeah, so I don't have to. I mean, unless my food is blatantly wrong or cold or something, I just go ahead and eat it. It ain't that serious to make a big stink about something. Especially and getting mad with the waitress that served you the food. They didn't cook the damn food. They just bought you the
That's what
food.
I'm saying. Hey, speaking of, I had to tell my mama that one time. She tried to get mad at the lady, and I'm like, Mama, that lady did not cook this food. She just went back there and grabbed it and brought it to us. She's like, but I'm just saying, it's cold. I'm like, bro, listen to me. Just tell the lady you want a warm potato. Tell me you want another one. God, no, you ain't got to get all. You know what's crazy? It was that girl's first date, and I seen it all in how she carried herself. Because when I tried to order, she kept looking at my menu, pointing at the menu like, "Okay, you want this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Look, man, I don't know if this your first day or not." So I asked one of the regulars. I'm like, "Hey, man, this her first day?" She was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Matter of fact, y'all are her second table." I'm like, "See, mama, look, you over here getting mad. This is lady first." I said, "She probably gonna never work here no more because the way you acting today. She finna quit tomorrow. She probably ain't come to work after this table. She finna get this tip and leave." because you acting foolish. Hey, I'm like, bro, come on, man.
But that's how I be, man. That's how I be. I don't understand the being rude to people that service because I feel like if it was me in that situation, I don't want nobody talking crazy to me over some food
Bro,
stuff that I can't control. I feel like you feel so bad about it. Go and walk back in the kitchen, talk to the cook, and see how your food come out next
exactly.
time.
Exactly. Your food
'Cause,
can be dropped on the floor and mishandled like a
bruh,
mother.
it's three people you don't mess with. You don't mess with people that cook your food, your
Don't bring it
barber,
to you.
your barber, or somebody that work on your car. You don't mess with them people.
Bro. Yeah. But you got people being shitty though.
And it's crazy. All the attitudes, man. Like it, you're a lot of these. I tell a lot of people, y'all are one paycheck away from being this person.
Exactly.
So a lot of people are. So you got to respect the grind, and because a lot of people don't have that grind. The same people you see on the way up will be the same ones you see on your way back down.
Going down, bro. Like it's crazy.
So so need to be humble. I don't
And see, a
understand
lot of people don't understand that. Right where them people standing, you could always be in that same spot.
it, bruh.
So you don't ever be. I was always taught to be humble. Granted, my mama act the way she do sometimes, but it's like, come on, man, don't. I hate to say don't bite the hand and feed you, but that's kind of essentially how it is. Like you get mad and irate with these people, bruh. The tables could be turned at any moment, any second. So don't be trying to take that stuff for granted, man.
Yeah, you don't want me coming to your job hollering at you.
Bruh, about this, man, that'd be crazy, bro.
That's why I be saying about at work out there hollering at them drivers like that. Y'all cut that mess out with that crazy stuff.
I man, I'd be telling him to stop. Most of the time,
That
I'd be
mess be
like,
calling
dude,
itself.
everything that you yelling at him for, you're yelling at him, and two things are going on. One, you can figure that out yourself. You don't need to ask him shit. You can find anything out that you telling him on your own. And second, everything that you trying to explain to him, he don't know what you're talking about. You're using terms that are internal. He doesn't know what that means when you talk to him. So he's just gonna go, okay, yeah, and then you're just gonna get mad because he doesn't know what you're talking about. Just do whatever you need to do, and if it's done, don't say nothing.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't do that. Just like I talk to some people that call up there to the to the truck gate or whatnot, and ask me questions and stuff. I'd be like, they ask me, well, why you know all of this, and a lot of other people don't know. I'm like, I just took time to learn my craft to make it easier for me. I find it.
Exactly.
I find it. I try to work smarter and not harder, but I
Not
also
all of it.
try to. I try because we joke and play so much. If you do everything in a timely manner and have a good way of doing stuff, you can spend time doing whatever you want. I try to live a stress free life, especially at work with the crazy stuff. So I prepare myself so I can bull mess around when it's time to bull mess around. And when I get questions about what's going on, I know the answers and everything already because I'm prepared. And a lot of people don't be prepared. They just come there to do the job. I come there to do the job too. I don't try to go above and beyond. I just try to make it easier for myself. So, because, being in the Marine Corps, everything was hurry up and wait. So I like to hurry up and wait, get everything done, know my stuff. So I can bull mess around with everybody else in there because we have some candid conversations at work.
I just can't wrap my mind around the thought process that people have when they're just like, I don't need to know that. And I'm like, ew.
Which is crazy as hell. Then they sit there and look at you and ask you questions about this and that when you could have just learned it in the first place.
Yeah. But a lot of people can't retain information like that either.
I
That is true. I done gave out all the information to everybody in there. Nobody holds on to it.
I can understand some of it, but some of the stuff is basic. Some of the stuff that
The
somebody
basic
walking
job
around
essentials you should absolutely know. Like
security can do some of that stuff we doing in there if they just listen one day. Some of the stuff is not that hard. Some of the stuff is complicated and takes a lot longer to learn. And I understand that people learn at different paces and learn in different ways. But if you don't want to put forth the effort to just try to learn or try to remember, taking down a whole bunch of notes don't do you no damn good if you don't look at the notes and read them
Yeah,
or
that's
try to
true.
understand
Yeah.
them.
Or put them to good use.
Bruh.
It's crazy.
But
And like, bro,
that goes to be on any job. Like the job I had before this one, I was a forklift driver, so I would go in and get my little sheet of everything I needed to do for that day and just go and prep everything. So I can ride around and run my mouth. Tell a few jokes here and there. Then everybody's like, "You ain't got no work to do." I'll be like, "No, my work is already set. I'm just waiting for the trucks to come in so I can load them." I prepare to succeed because if you don't prepare, you fail. A lot of times you do. A lot of people don't prepare. I don't think I'm better than nobody else, but I think my preparation is good. Cause
preparation is impeccable.
bruh. But some people don't. Some people don't have preparation.
I think it's just important to learn like how to find the that like you don't have to be prepared for every instance ever. You just have to know how to get the answer when you need.
But that
And
comes with preparation.
and
That's part of the
a lot of
preparation.
people's answer is, well, there's always somebody in there who knows. I'm like, because we fucking
Bruh.
did the hard part for you. So
Well,
You know what I tell them? You know what I tell them? Hey, it's gonna be there one day. I ain't gonna be there, so you better learn.
well, I myself, I don't mind answering questions a bunch of times because if you fuck it up, then I got to fix it, and I don't want to fix it. If you ask me the question, I answer. I've never minded answering any questions, even if I think it's something that you're supposed to know or you should have been knew. I still answer that question with no problem. I don't complain about answering questions. What I complain about is people just going to do stuff that they think they know and won't ask the question, then tear it up. Now I got to go and fix it. That's what be pissing me off.
But I tell them every time, hey, you better ask me before you mess some stuff up. Cause anybody
Bruh,
got time to go back and fix that shit.
bruh, that man should be crazy. I don't get it, but then again, I
And
just
like you say, they've been done the whole thing, ain't said nothing, and then they mess something like, hey, I think I messed up. Bro, what did I just tell you?
I don't
Don't
want to
tell
hear
me
that.
before
You need
you
to
do
take
that.
that on. You need to take that on somewhere else.
bruh.
Listen, if you even just got a shadow, like a pinky no, a mustard seed of a doubt, stop what you're doing and ask me. I don't mind helping you. But if you mess it up, I'm gonna be just a little upset because I'm gonna be like, bro, out of all the time you just sat there and done what you just did, you could have asked, bro. Ma'am, sir, ma'am, you could have asked.
But that's why I ask questions when I don't know something, especially being over in the other area. If it's something I ain't never seen before, I generally ask. But I try to make it a point to learn that one thing that I haven't seen before. So if it come up again, I know what's going on with it. So, but even like some people don't even bother to do research. It's like it kind of burns me up sometimes when somebody come over there and ask me to verify something when all I do is pull up the camera, look at it. I'm like, you
You
could
got
have
the
did the
same
same exact
access
thing I
I
just
got,
did.
so what the fuck are you doing?
I'm gonna be real. The only other time I do that is if I don't got my cameras up. And when I had problems with my camera, sir. I
I
feel
ain't
like I
talking
shoot.
about you, fool,
Hey,
but
the computer that he sit at,
I feel like I can shoot shit.
sometimes that computer be wigging out and the cameras just don't come up. I don't know what's wrong with that computer sometimes, but sometimes they just do not work.
well, like I said, I wasn't talking about you, sir. But if
Way
depending
to
where
call
you
yourself
sit,
out there, Jeremy.
you
Hey,
move.
right now I'm moonwalking. Right now I'm moonwalking, goddamn, because I'm just saying there was like that month and a half where them cameras was shitty as hell, and I had to come over there and ask you stuff. Now I know you probably like that motherfucker could done the same shit. But I know, man, my camera's messed up. And you see that one Saturday I got them working. They was fine. Somebody came in behind me, Tommy. I ain't gonna name no names, and messed up right back.
Is Tommy still in the
Came in
chat?
there like,
Is Tommy still in the chat?
hey, he
Yeah.
came in there right on up. Hey, I said, man, what's this came he gonna turn and look at me told him, I don't know. I said, man, I heard you did. He told me, I don't know what you're talking about. Man, don't lie to me. I know you did it. I seen you when you
What
said
did you do? What did you do to this thing?
Man, don't do T Willie like that.
nah, he know he my road dog, but I'll just be like, come on, bro. Come on now. I was
But that's
at
what I'm
you.
saying. But
You sitting over there and you did it.
yeah, but some people got their cameras up and still come ask.
Well, it's cause well, Yeah, they do.
They haven't figured out that right
I
click
know who
opens
you're
up a
talking about.
menu yet.
I know very well who you're talking about. Yeah, they do. They just want to be over there next to the teddy bear, man.
Fish it out, man.
Ah! Yeah.
It ain't none of that
I mean, it may not be none of that, but it's some of that.
craziness. So, so let's go with the next one. So, if you had a dream job you could do, what would it be?
Do I
I got two.
miraculously have all the abilities to perform this job?
Yeah.
I want to
I got two
animate.
of 'em.
I want to animate.
Making music or playing games, the YouTuber for the rest of my life.
You
I
say
would
you
I would
want
want
to
to
be an
animate and
animator or
then
you
be
want to
content
an
creator is
animator?
like a second thing.
They want both.
So, Mr. King Remy, so what's stopping you from doing it?
What's stopping me from doing that? You know what? I was talking to my mama today about the exact thing. I was like, man, if I
It is
really where we working right now.
nah.
'Cause
Look, okay, so Remy's got two issues that he just cannot figure out a way to get around. It, even though this at least one of them is staring him in the face. His two issues with not being able to be a content creator is he has to take care of his mom, and that's something that's out of his control, and that kind of makes it so he can't really have a good schedule. And not having a schedule for a content creator is detrimental. That you're just going to lose everything if you don't have a set schedule.
that is true.
And the other thing is he's trying to content create off a toaster. It just doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, you over there making bread.
I gotta up the ante on that.
Hey,
So
I got my new SSD coming in the mail. I'll give you I'll format mine and then you can have mine.
Yeah, and I got
I was actually looking at something the other day that I was gonna try to get. What the? I was gonna buy.
So,
yeah, definitely have to get a little bit better setup. It ain't got to be nothing wild, but you got to get it at least a little bit faster.
but the I think the biggest issue that everybody has when they want to be a content creator is just the sheer amount of time that you have to sink into it. Like nobody like I don't know how they have that kind of time.
It's a
They
lot.
they'll put like 60 hours a week into every video and you're like, "How?" And
Yeah, well, they
people
got a
like
lot of them got
when
teams.
that is your job, that's not I mean, it is still a little over the top because we only work 40, but that's doable if that is your job. But if it's
But
not
listen,
your job and you don't get paid to do it, so you have to have a normal job, then
but
you
see,
don't have
and it's
55 hours a week to dump into this video.
yeah, but see the difference is whenever you're doing a job that you love and you like, it's never a job. It's just like another hobby because you doing what you love to do. Like I like to do music.
That
I love it. I love to play games, and I would love to make. If I could just do the got smother sucker smother one.
Well,
If I could do the two things, I'll be set.
well,
well,
you I
if
mean,
they
you
change
could
this
do
damn
both of those pretty
schedule,
easily.
I'm gonna have plenty of time.
Do what?
But see, the thing is, they
I
they
said
don't
if
want to
they,
do it.
I say if they change the schedule back to the 10-hour schedule, I'm gonna have plenty of time on my hands to do stuff,
You're just gonna leave.
bruh.
You said what? Oh, I know, right? Like seriously.
Bruh, I'm telling you,
Oh my god.
I'll be a content creating fool. That and Uber.
Speaking of what we're doing like right now, so I was at my homegirl Halloween party, and there's another dude that is a like they do a whole podcast. They got a whole setup.
No, we lost you. Remy, speak louder. I think you were too quiet and your phone didn't pick you up.
No, we still can't hear
No,
you.
we lost you completely.
That wouldn't happen if you had an iPhone.
I don't know about all that. Oh shit! What the?
All right, now you done disappeared now, there, Vix.
Yes. What the just happened? My Discord. I didn't even touch my computer. It just turned off.
Bruh.
That ain't me, man.
guess I
Right.
better move my mouse too.
That was weird.
So what were you saying? You cut off at the beginning of what you were saying.
Damn, what was I saying?
Said somebody was having their own podcast at the
Yeah,
Halloween party.
Oh yeah, I met a dude. Yeah, I was like, speaking of Uber, I met somebody who was on Uber. He's in his podcast. I watched a few minutes of this.
We're gonna have to have you start that over again. Is that we can't hear you when you're looking away from the phone.
Yeah, you cutting
Hey,
out.
all right. So there's a dude that I know. I met.
Nope, nothing.
What?
I don't know
Yeah,
what happened, but it's
going
like
in and out.
your microphone quality changed completely. Like it's trying to pick up from somewhere else.
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
Barely, and it's like super low quality.
That Samsung phone.
Got nothing to do with that.
Hey, show don't.
That's what he talking on.
That's because he's trying to do a bunch of bullshit that he shouldn't be doing at the moment. Like playing video games. We're playing video games, we're doing something.
Really? It might be my battery, dude.
You ain't got your phone plugged up?
No, I don't.
What?
It was at the room when I started. It's well, that's only at 60.
You know, that's another one of my pet peeves. People got dead phones sitting right beside power all day.
It's not dead,
How your phone dead when you leave the house?
sir.
The only time my phone is ever dead when I leave the house is because I fell asleep using it, and then I'll be like, "Oh fuck," wake up.
Bruh, that shit really bothers me.
I don't understand why.
Because you've been sitting by power all
Because I
day.
need you to use your phone for something, and it's dead now.
Yeah, it's dead.
You're
Not you,
inconveniencing me
not
with
you
your
in
inability to
particular.
charge your phone.
And not you in particular. I'm just saying in general. People be out there, hey, want to get in the car and charge your phone up. What you need to charge your phone up for? You just left the house. You've been sitting by power for the last 5 or 6 hours, but your phone dead. Me personally, my phone doesn't get below 80%. I always charge it back up.
Ever since I got that car charger, or that wireless charger for my car, my phone is always charged. Because it goes from when I wake up, I unplug my phone, then I go to the car and I put it on the wireless charger, and then when I get to work, it's there. And then when I leave work, I put it back on the charger, and I go home. And if I go to the bedroom, then I charge it. Otherwise, I just have it next to me. So it's really never below 70 anymore.
Yeah, well, now you got your mic charging. Maybe we can hear what you're saying now.
He right. I don't know what happened though, because he was sounding like obviously it was just a phone microphone, but he was sounding okay, and then just like my Discord wigged out too, and then I just couldn't hear him anymore.
Mine's right.
It was weird because it just like minimized me because it still showed you, Pete, like you were still in the call. Obviously I was still in the call, but it just kicked my camera down.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, like, speaking of what we're doing, is there's somebody else that does the same thing that we're attempting to do, but they have already done and are continuing to do, which is the podcast thing.
Yeah, we gotta be.
The one I watched, they were talking about some comic book stuff, I think, or a movie.
Well, have you on as a guest star.
I mean, I might. This is true.
Dude, whatever the fuck you just did, your quality just went way up.
I was seeing the link to their podcast, so you can check out a few of their videos because they got a couple of videos on YouTube. So, but they actually do theirs, which I'm trying to figure out where they do it. It must be at one of their friends' house because they were all in the same room together.
And that's how a lot of people do their podcasts.
Like
we just don't have the space to do that.
Somebody was doing the soundboards and stuff. Then they had all the mics on the table and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing something like that. We just had to, when we figure out to get a venue and do this consistently, then we can move into doing something like that.
Baby steps.
Yeah, so we had to work our way up to it. So, because it took a while just to get this shit launched off the ground. I've been talking about doing a podcast for more than a year now, but.
No, we were talking about doing it back when I first started making videos last year for the lockdown.
Yeah, so you got to start somewhere. You just got to, because we talk about enough stuff, and I believe we're all knowledgeable enough to talk about different subjects to either agree or disagree. So it is.
Um,
It is
Do
what
we,
it
do
is.
we, do we do we check off all the markers on your notepad, sir?
Let's see.
Gotta
Yeah, I
get back to
believe we
helping your
have.
daughter
Cause
move, didn't you?
I asked about your dream. Well, I guess I didn't get my dream job.
Oh yeah, you never said yours.
It's this.
Well, if my dream job would be to be rich. But if I could,
Unless everybody's.
if I had the nerve to get up in front of people, I'd be a comedian. I really would. I just don't know about talking in front of people like this right here. What we doing now is kind of a step forward in that kind of, in that way, even though we're not in front of a crowd per se, but eventually people will be watching you talk. So it'll be
I feel like I would be comfortable doing that. I don't know. It's and like I told you when we was at work. It's one thing to be work funded, and another thing to be out and around millions, or even not even millions. I'm gonna put it small. If a group of 100,
a
but
group
it
of
still be
10.
funny.
Shit, a group of 10
But,
can get booty shit out of you.
I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know everybody's first time it will always be like, oh, but that motherfucker was funny as hell. You may have a few, but it's like minimal. Like I even know I've heard some stories of famous people. They said, "See, the first few times I got booed like a mother." You know what I'm talking about? Like,
And a lot of them didn't get famous till they was like in their 30s or 40s. I know Steve
oh,
Harvey said he didn't really make it till he was like 40 some years old.
I wasn't dirty. Hey, when you said that, reminded me of that green suit he wore.
Bruh. So,
Only because I seen one recently. They had him dressed as Rock Lee from Naruto.
bruh,
The caption said, "What now, Kakashi?"
I don't know why they be on Steve head like that.
Right, Sensei.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It made for some good funny, man. It made for some good laughs, though. That should be hilarious. Like, why did you post that on the internet when you know damn well they gonna take it and run with it? You already know.
I mean, and I guess there's no such. All publicity is good publicity, I guess.
Yeah, but he already famous, so it's like you do if
Yeah,
you don't. You know what I mean? You damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, all that really did was be like put Steve Harvey name in everybody's mouth. Like, hey, boy, you see what the hell Steve Harvey wearing, boy? Motherfucker like the Green Hornet. You like what? So now you had to run and go see what he had.
Craziness.
I liked it because it appealed to everybody. Like they had him dressed as comic book characters. They were talking about comic book characters, movie characters, anime, all that. I'm like, but they is really going in on this too. He didn't like his part of the Green Lantern Corps though. I ain't gonna lie.
Bruh. So, if you is there a crazy dream job you would try if you could just go do it?
Crazy.
I saw a video of a dude do it. He said he got paid like $100,000 to do it one time. I want to climb the tower to change the little light at the top so that planes
Hell
don't hit
no.
that thing. I want to
I,
climb
I had
that damn tower.
I had a homeboy that used to do that, and of course he was Caucasian. He would go up and change those tower lights, and it's man, it's crazy. I'm afraid of heights, so that's a hard pass on me. I ain't doing that like that.
I just like to climb stuff.
I don't
That
even
would be
know
that would be
what kind
perfect
of
for
job
me.
I want to do.
Well, mine would be I would be a storm chaser.
Oh yeah, we did talk about. I think I said underwater weld or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know why you want to do
That's
that.
not hard to get into though. There's an
Yeah,
extremely high demand for that. Like if you wanted to do it, all
Yeah,
you go to
can't everybody do it? That's why there's a high demand for it.
yeah.
exactly. Because it's a crazy ass job.
Well, anybody
People pay
can
crazy
do
amounts
it.
of money.
Not everybody's willing to do it.
I mean, as long as you can swim and you
It
ain't
ain't even
afraid of
well.
They give
It's
you
not
gear.
about well. That job is not really about swimming because you got the equipment. You have so much equipment on. They pull you up and let you down. So it's not so much about being able to swim. You just have to be like in peak physical condition to do a job like that. because it depending on what depth you're going to and stuff like that to be able to handle that. Fatigue is a big thing in that kind of job because you're carrying so much equipment on you along with your suit and being able to concentrate and down there. And I mean, if you're afraid of sea life, it ain't the job for you because it could be anything down there that's around you. And
That means you
judging
can't
by
do
the
it
way
since you ran away from that manta
ran on,
ray. I
yeah,
saw that.
ran on top of the water in Panama City.
Hey, look, man. Steve Irwin died from a stingray.
That wasn't a stingray. It was a manta ray.
This Negro worked with animals for the rest of his life, and he got betrayed by the very thing. He said, "Oh, crikey, look, there's a manta ray." Bruh,
Caucasian stuff, man.
exactly. So that's a Caucasian job.
Ain't no black people out here snorkeling.
On an underwater well that can't even handle a manta ray.
I ain't lying, boy.
We ain't doing that.
So where'd you get the underwater welding from?
Well, I mean, I know how to weld a little bit, so I was like, I know that job is they pay you a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, because it's a hazardous job.
Exactly.
Well, I just want to chase storms because I like rain and thunderstorms and stuff like that. So I'm kind of fascinated by clouds and shit. It might sound weird, but I
Be a
am.
meteorologist. It's safer.
You fascinated by clouds and shit? That's pretty wild, bro.
I can't believe you fascinated by shit, dude.
Yeah, I see
shit in the clouds.
I see poop emojis in the clouds.
You know what? I can see that. I can most definitely see that.
No, man, I'm fascinated by, I like when it's raining and storming. So, but to see a tornado or a hurricane up close, I wouldn't mind being in the middle of one.
Yeah, that sounds like some Caucasian stuff too, right there.
It is. I got a lot of Caucasian friends.
That got Caucasian written all over it.
Yeah, bruh.
Man, you should just try doing some.
Man,
just try doing some Caucasian shit, man. It's fun.
If I was fully protected without the chance of dying, sure.
Say what?
If I was fully protected without a chance of dying, yeah.
But then it wouldn't be some white guy shit.
But that job was risky though. That's like one of the main risks of that job.
But that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I seen the movie, but I watch there's a couple of guys that's on YouTube that do it for a living, and it does look fun. It looks like it's tiring too because they stay on the go. You can be on the move at any notice, but I mean, they see cool stuff like tornadoes and stuff, especially when it's out in the middle of the field.
Well, if you want to see tornadoes, just go ahead and move up to Wisconsin. You'll see tornadoes on Tuesday.
Until somebody's house is blown up.
Hey, you want to see tornadoes? Wisconsin got tornadoes on Tuesdays.
Well, I just have to catch a plane to there. If I move anywhere, when I move, it'll be Florida. I'll be in Hurricane Central.
You're not gonna see tornadoes down there.
Oh, you won't get them all day.
I ain't moving nowhere where white people think it's too cold.
It's not too cold. You get gear.
White people think it's too cold. Ain't no need you being there.
Why do I live in a place where the wind hurts my face?
Would you move there if they paid you?
No.
What?
Are you sure about that?
No, it depends on what the pay is.
Listen now. If they paid you, listen. If they paid you $100,000 a week to live in the part of Alaska where sometimes you go 23 days with nothing but darkness, would you do it?
That's not Alaska. That's Antarctica.
No, Alaska got it too. Alaska
23 days of darkness?
Yeah. And they got 23 days of light too.
That's 4 weeks. That's $400,000.
Where the hell you gonna spend it at?
Who the fuck cares? You got $400,000 in your pocket. You quit after a week.
I'm sure there's a stipulation to getting that kind of money. You got to be there more than a week.
He didn't say there was. It was not in the contract.
You gotta be there for a year. You gotta be there for a year. You can't do it for a year.
No.
Man, it ain't that bad.
You don't want to no money for a year.
No.
What?
Man, Wisconsin is not that bad. You could live in Wisconsin for a year easy.
I mean, if I got to stay inside or something, but who gonna give you that kind of money and not do no kind of work?
Hey man, you'd be surprised. They pay people to go just live in them areas, just to populate them up.
I know 100,000. You know how much a gallon of milk costs in Alaska?
I know that was absurd. I know, sir, but I'm just saying.
You know how much a gallon of milk costs in Alaska?
Damn, for $10 damn.
Yeah, bruh.
Enough.
Hey, bruh, you gotta you gotta get 3 bowls of cereal out there, one thing of milk, boy.
Hell no, every bowl of cereal get a dip of milk.
Well,
My
But
but they also, but you know, up there they, you know, they get that what's the name, that that Andrew Yang that was trying to push the dividend. Alaska
yeah,
gets that. Alaska
yeah, I
gets
know.
that every what's the name, because of the oil, so the residents there get paid from, or at least that's what they say. I'm not sure if it's everybody. They say everybody gets paid. So now let me say that's a fact. But from what I understand, everybody gets a dividend check from Alaska that's a residence there because of the oil and the other stuff they get there. And that's why Andrew Yang was trying to push it so much for everybody to get it here.
Yeah, they got to, cause man, if them boys gonna get paid, it wouldn't be nobody in Alaska. They all be back down this way.
Yeah, and also
yes.
you know, everybody was pushing for that to get that $2,000, because I was listening to
They can do it.
on
Look how much they
user,
gave us during the
you
pandemic. They
know,
gave us 400.
the top one
Some people
percent
got
of the
mad.
country, the top 1% of the country doesn't pay taxes.
The who? What?
Top 1% in the country doesn't pay taxes.
I wonder who that is.
And that is a fact. That is not conjecture. That is not a theory. That is fact. A lot of people will try to fight that fact, but that is a fact. We pay more taxes than people that's living high on the hog, as they say.
That's a
Billionaires,
mighty, that's a
billionaires
mighty
are not
fat
paying
hole.
taxes, bruh.
And that's a mighty fat hole too.
But you got these people blindly following these people, telling them that nah, it ain't like that. Nah, it ain't like that. No, they want to keep you unsatisfied, keep making you pay taxes while people are getting rich off of you. And it is craziness. There's a lot of craziness out of here. A lot of people just blindly follow all of that stuff. Just like with this shit with the president, uh, Biden and whoever, all of them the same, man. Every last one of them the same. But people got it in their mind, well, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. Man, I ain't neither one, man. I guess you vote for whoever you think gonna help you the most.
You know, it's funny. You got two-party system. One's a donkey, one's an elephant, but they all both jackasses.
Yeah,
That's crazy, right?
yeah. But people blindly follow that stuff.
Well, you know where that come in? They come from school, my brother. They
But
taught you that in school.
yeah, instead of teaching your ass financial literacy, now you got a bunch
How to
of
survive in
broke
the real
people following behind people that ain't gonna give you no money. But that goes back to what I was saying about them talking about people sitting at home and collecting them checks. And when we sitting at home collecting them checks, people were spending that money to buy food, to pay bills and stuff. I mean, if you gonna give me the extra $600 a month, why would I go back to work? You still getting your money? It's still going back to the economy. Most of the people ain't saving that money. Ain't nobody out here with no big ass savings account from that money they was getting from that. I mean, I'm not saying nobody, but it's a very small percentage that's saving that money. Most people are spending that money, even if it's on foolish stuff.
But
But
I'm saying even if they was saving the money, eventually they're gonna spend it back out.
bruh, and that's how it is. Because a lot of people like daycare is ridiculous. Daycare is like $200 a week
And
to
that's why
take
I ain't
your
got no kids.
bruh. It's almost $200 a week to take your
Bro,
child to daycare. For some people, I'm
I'm in
about to open me a daycare.
I'm in the wrong business. Shit.
Shit, boy, I'm telling you, boy, you get you about 10 kids and you in the game.
I teach your kids Spanish, how to do their checkbook, how to pump gas, how to write a to-do list, a grocery list,
How to
ABC,
play,
one, two, three,
how to play a
algebra.
PlayStation.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I tell your kids, hey, the motto is think smarter, you don't want to work harder. You feel me?
Get the hand-eye coordination correct.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they be able to grab a fly out of a ninja hand real quick.
Oh, so they catching flies with chopsticks, huh?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Wow, they didn't even see it coming.
But that's
Now
just how it is, though.
all
Prices
your
of
kids
everything
Sensei
is
Remy.
ridiculous.
all your kids is prodigies now. I even teach them a little English. You know what I'm saying? Write a little poetry. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, be in the game.
But that's where
I
the
mean,
money. But and then people got to pay that stuff because you know, if especially if you're a single parent household, man, you finding somebody to babysit and people you can trust at that is hard these days because there's a lot of crazy people out there. So you had taking your child to daycare. is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'm glad
I
I'm
mean, I
out the
ain't never got
woods
to worry
on it.
about it, but if you out of her stories,
Yeah, I'm glad I'm out the woods on that one. Both my kids grown, old enough to drink. So I got a grandson, so and I think he gonna be marvelous. But daycare is ridiculous, man. But and again, you got to damn near have a two-person household just to pay for daycare. This ain't including, So that's what $800 a month just in daycare. Not to feed the kids,
I just
not to
sit there and
house
watch
the
her
kids.
for a few hours.
Yeah, no housing, no clothing. Not to mention diapers, formula, whatever else come with that. Just daycare.
All you do is watch kids. That's all you do.
Isn't that what Samantha did for a while? Daycare, or was she was the teacher?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think she's a teacher.
yeah, I think she was a teacher. Might have been
That's
different at home.
and that's Miss
With them
Williams to
other
you, sir.
kids, it was the
That,
green
that's
hair.
that's Mrs. Williams to you, sir.
Wait,
Yeah, man,
Mrs.
that's my
Williams.
sister-in-law, cuz Miss Williams, sir.
I just called her by her name. I
So
didn't say her last name.
Hey, look, she got a new name now. It's a new name.
T. Willie should have jumped on anyway. He ain't doing nothing.
Bruh.
Definitely not on his honeymoon anymore.
Bruh.
He's
Man,
probably
we
not
know
in the
your
chat
ass is back.
anymore.
He might as well jumped on.
I'm gonna get Luther ass. He talking about he gonna jump on Chump.
No.
About
Can't take
what?
old people nowhere.
Bruh. Foolish.
You know, Sweet Lou is in his own world.
Bruh. I know he on Facebook. I seen the green dot.
He
Yeah,
might
at
not
least
know how to
he
turn it
at
off.
least joined the live. No, I'm the only viewer.
Bruh.
Oh man. Hot diggity damn. Well, got any more topics in your basket there, buddy?
No, I don't think I have any more topics for today. I guess we done covered them all. We've been on what? A
Like
little over an
going
hour
on
and a
2 hours
half.
now.
Yeah, so
It's on about 2 hours.
So
Yeah.
we made good headway here.
yeah, so I mean, if y'all got something to talk about, I mean, anything you want to voice your opinion on, you know,
Good for now.
any any
That's a pretty good
complaints,
topic though.
dislikes.
Oh no.
Leave them in the comment
No.
section below. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me that thumbs up if I did a good job. Thumbs down if you didn't. Likes,
Like the
comments,
video
concerns
and
down in the comment section below.
Yeah, just get a thumbs up. We don't like the thumbs down.
if you don't want people
On Facebook, I don't
listening
even think you
talking all
can.
in your video recklessly,
Nah, you know what?
come
Don't
holler at
listen to him. If you want to give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down. Interaction is interaction.
We the realest.
You know what? Tell me
We
why
all
you gave me
good.
that thumbs down too. Put it in the comment section below.
I know, right?
You know what? Hey, you listen what I tell y'all. If y'all want people dancing all in y'all videos, singing and shit, y'all come over here. The realest. This is what we is.
Yeah, Remy's gonna dance for you.
No, I just said we're not gonna do that. We don't do that. We
Do
not
the
doing that
truffle
on YouTube.
shuffle.
No.
Well, until next time, then I guess.
Till next time.
Good, buddy.